Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last few videos we discussed about functions like how we can define functions, how we can pass arguments, what are the default arguments and how the argument passing is different compared to C or C++. So in this video we will learn about string formatting. So let us first understand why do we need it actually. So let us say we have two numbers, a is equal to 45, b is equal to 56, and let us say we want to add them. Added is equal to um, a plus b, and let us also say multiply it. A into b. Now if I print it, let us say I want to print added, and let us say we have printed multiplication. Now let us run it and see, and why do we need it? So at the output we get 101 and 2520, but it doesn't say anything about what these numbers are, like whether it's addition, multiplication, or just number. So we can add a bit more information here, like the sum is this, and the multiplication is this. Now it is a bit better, like it says like this is sum and this is multiplication, but still it doesn't say like this is addition of what or this is multiplication of what. So we can add further as well. The sum of 45 and 56 is, and also the multiplication of 45 and 56 is. Now it looks much better, you see. The sum of 45 and 56 is 101, and the multiplication of 45 and 56 is 2520. So now it looks perfect, It is saying everything about what those number represents. Now let us try to change it. Let us say it is now 60. Now to format it again to same thing, we need to change this 45 to 60, otherwise the output won't be consistent given the input. So if you run it, it will say the sum of 45 and 56 is 116, which is incorrect because here it needs to change to 60. Then only it will be consistent. So this is where formatting, string formatting comes handy. So you can use this as a placeholder and you can add whatever variable you want to replace with. So let us see how we can do it in Python. So let us go ahead and try it out. So there are two methods. Actually, there are four. Two of them we will learn in next video, but we will learn here two of them. So the two of them that we will learn in this video, they are modulo, string modulo, and format method. So let us start with modulo formatting. So what it uses is the syntax is like some string, and then you have percentage operator, and then the placeholder, and the placeholder contains width information, like what particular width requires that particular placeholder, and the type of the data. So the type of data could be string, character, integer, float, and so on, and also precision in case of float especially. So we will see with example like what this placeholder looks like. So let us see with an example. So let us say we want to use the same example again. So let us say we have a just copy paste here and just uncomment it. Okay. See now. So what placeholder looks like is percentage t. So percentage with width, data type, and precision for float. So for integer we don't have precision, we won't use it, and for for the sake of simplicity, we don't use width as well. So we simply use data type information. And also for multiplication as well. So let us start with this. So we can say percentage d and percentage d. And then we use percentage, and then we use values like you have a, b, and a did. You see? So it is like this will be replaced with a, this percentage d will be replaced with b, and this percentage d will be replaced with a did. So if you have like learned earlier C or C++, you must be aware of this kind of syntax, like we used percentage s, percentage d, percentage f earlier as well. The same thing we can use here as well, d, percentage d, and percentage d. And then we need to simply change here as well, percentage, and we need to add here a, b, multiplication. And this will be replaced with a, this placeholder will be replaced with b, and the multiplication will be replaced with this one. Now let's run and see it. You see, it is the same. The sum of 60 and 56 is 116. The multiplication of 60 and 56 is this. Now if we will change it, we don't need to change anything, it will automatically replace them. So you see, that's how it is handy, you know. So now let us try to change it to float, like we can say 4.5. Now if we will use like integer for that, it will simply strip this to integer. It won't use the floating point simply. You see, it simply uses the integer part. It just exclude the decimal part. So for that, you need to change it to f. That is a placeholder for floats. So you need to change all of them to f. So now I'll just run it and see it. So now you see. And by default, the float precision is up till 6 digits. So that's why it is adding zeros afterwards. So if you want to contain it, like let us say you want to use just 2 point precision, so we can say 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, then 0.2. So here we have used precision as well for floats. We are still not using the width, like we are not specifying like how much space we will need it. We will see that it is required when we do data representation. It is not useful here, but we will see that where we can use it. So you see, now it will use just 2 point precision for decimal points. So let us run it and see it. Now you see it has stripped it to just 2 points. Okay, I think that should be clear. We can use like for integer we can convert them into octal and hexadecimal as well if you want. So let us first try the exponent. So let us say e. E is kind of exponential representation for float values. So you know it will say something like 1.2 e to the power. So now it will say like e 1.2 digit, and then it will exponent whatever is remaining. So let us see how it looks like. You see 4.5 e to the power 01, 6.05 e to the power 01, and is 1.6 e to the power 02. So now I think that's clear as well. For float we have two options, f and d. We have another one is g, that probably a bit advanced, that we will not see in this. And also we can convert integers into like octal or hexadecimal. So we can simply say like, okay, I want to convert this, let us see first d and d and d, and then we want to say So for integer, let us say we want to say percentage O for octal, and let us say we want to also say I want to have addition in hexadecimal, so that's X. So this is addition. We can do the same thing for multiplication as well, but let us see with the addition only. So now it will say, so this is 45, equivalent octal is 55, and equivalent hexadecimal is 2D, and the sum is represented in the same format. So I think that's quite enough introductory part for modulo formatting. So let us try the same thing with format method. So format method is kind of like a very commonly used technique to format a string in Python. So let us try it. Then let us comment it out and let us use the same example here as well. So now if let us print it. So how we do it here? So the simplest method is like we simply use curly braces. That's it. So we can say print the sum of, this will be A, and B is, that's it, and just you would format A, B, added. And the same thing you can say print the multiplication of curly braces and B curly braces is dot format A, B added. So you see it's so instead of using percentage %d or percentage in percentage %f in modulo, a string modulo, we simply use a curly braces, and that's it. Now if you run it, you will see like the sum of 45 and 60 is 105, the multiplication of 45 and 60 is 105. So you see it's the format is like even simpler, you know. And let us try with like float. Now what it will do, now we are not putting anything like whether it is integer, float, or anything, so it will simply detect it and try to print it in optimal way. So now if you run it, so you see even it prints like all different data types that is needed. um so let us try a bit more like what other options we have in here. So let us try to say, okay, I want to say here A did first, and then A, and then B. So in this case, what will happen is A did will go here, and A will go here, and B will go here, which we don't want. So what it should be like, we want 1 here, and 2 here, and 0 here. So this is like positioning. We are saying that 0th position will be here, 1 position will be here, and 2 position will be here. So this is another way of doing the formatting. So I mean, this is like we can add indexing as well in that particular formatting. Also we can even specify like names are the keywords. Let us say I want to say this uh, operand 1, and then I want to say operand 2, and then I want to see here sum. Now this way we can here, but we need to specify those arguments in format method. So we need to say here like sum is equal to added operand 1 is equal to A, and operand 2 is equal to B. So it will give us the same result. So here we are even going further with adding keyword arguments. So we say that operand will come here, operand 2 will come here, and sum will come here, but we need to specify them here with the values what we want to replace with. So now let us see like how we can add data type in this. So let us do that. So let us see. So we want to specify that we are using. So at the moment, it is not using any particular data type. It is simply optimizing it. It is simply detecting it and trying to present it. So let us say we want to use a float. So how we do it? Use colon and then F. The same thing goes here as well. And same thing goes here as well. Let us run it again. Now it should be like 6-digit precision because we have said it should be float. You see here? Now it is 6-digit. Also, we can contain it like similar to the earlier notations as in mm, uh, modulo formatting. Like we can say we want just two precision, 2-point precision. So we can simply say 0.2f. You see? So we have used, now it is using 2 precision. So this is simply like when we are using logging, like when we have large projects and then the projects requires handover, like we are handing it over to someone else and then they need to test it like whether it is working okay or not. So this kind of formatting is used to simply like print something with input and then this should be output. So I think that's sufficient for starter. We will see a bit more when it comes in coding. And the next use case is when we have some data to represent it like on the screen. For example, we are getting some data from database and then we are trying to present it like that looks like a table. So that's where this uh, width column comes into picture. So where we want to specify like what much space this particular arguments need to be printed. So let us see with an example. So let us say we want to print, let us say we are getting some data from database. Let us say we want to have count and then let us say percentage D and let us say we have unit price and that is percentage F and let us use percentage and then let us say simply 1 and 1.33333. Let us use this and let us simply copy it 3-4 times and let us simply say okay, I have in this I have 1 2 1 2 3 and 1 2 3 4. Let us print it and see what how it looks like. So you see it is kind of going this way further, whereas in table you will have like fixed width to represent the particular value. Also if we add here like 10 100 and 1000, that will also aid further, like it will go a bit more right side. So you see, now let us say I we want to use like we have maximum 4 spaces or 4 places required to present this, so we can simply say we need 4 and this we can simply say 4. That's it. You see, and for float we can see like 4 6 4 12 11. So we can simply say we need 11 places to present this number. Now if you run it, now you see this looks like much better. Just one click. Also, if you don't want to use those many places, we can trim the precision. Like we can say we want to use just 7 and then we want to use like only 2 precision. So it includes the decimal point as well. So remember that. So we want to say 7.2, 7.2, 7.2, and 7.2. Now let us run it and see. You see, it has now trimmed the precision to only 2 digits. So I think that's okay. Now you understand that how we can add space as well as precision with data type. So this is the placeholder which we have seen in this here. So which we say placeholder is the desired width of the result formatted and the type of the result and the precision. So we have used all three in this. Now let us try to achieve the same with format method. So let us copy this here and simply let us comment it out. Well, let us leave it actually. Let us use, so we don't need this, and simply what we need is, we simply need this 4D, and this as well you didn't need. You can say here this, and that's it. Simply remove that, and instead of using modulo, use curly braces. And of course, you need to replace modulo with dot format method. So now replace simply this with format. So still you need to specify like this is not the operand, it is like the second part. So you need to add colon as well. So now if you run it, you will see the same results. Also let us comment this so that it will distinguish in between. So you see this is we are coming from, we are getting from format method, and this is we are getting from the modulo method. Also of course you can use 0, and then you need to say here 1, and the same thing you can say okay, this is like count, and this is price, but you need to here simply saying count. So we are simply using all three formattings to just depict here as well. Now you see we get the same thing here as well. So let us stop here. In the next video, we will discuss f-string and templates, which is a bit advanced for string formatting. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more videos similar to this one. Also press to the bell icon so that you will be notified when the new videos are posted. So I think that's all for now. Bye bye. Take care. See you in the next